Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're here to talk about a new software application from our friends at SOTI. It's called XSight. And we're really excited to learn more from our friends, Merdad and Stefan at SOTI. I'm Kate Sparks. I'm the Director of Marketing at RMS Omega. Merdad is a Senior Product Manager from SOTI, and Stefan is an Account Manager at SOTI as well. So welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Kate. Thank you for having us.
Of course, glad to be here.
Awesome. So to kick things off, could you tell us a little bit more about XSight? What is it, and why did SOTI develop this software application?
Sure. So there's been quite a few requests from our existing customer base that's already using Mobi Control, and it's actually a merge of two of our products, SOTI Assist, that's leaning towards the help desk side, and then SOTI Insight, which is the analytics portion. And we've really listened to our customers and really come down to a conclusion that it's all about minimizing their downtime and actually making sure that their business is running as smooth as possible.
That's awesome. Would you mind walking us through a couple of the features and telling us a little bit more about the software?
Yeah, sure. So there's been a lot of requests specifically coming down to the operational intelligence side. So actually getting down to the nail and actually figuring out what's causing possible downtime, not just being proactive and then just reacting to what the problems are, but actually seeing what errors could actually come up down the road. So taking that a little bit more of a proactive approach to managing what apps are causing issues. Maybe it's the battery that needs to be replaced, or network connectivity isn't at its best. So there's a few components that me and Merdad will dive into, but those are just some of the high level components.
That's great.
We've gone over introductions. Again, we'll dive into what is XSight, and then we'll dive into the actual set features that are in play. And Merdad will actually show a live demonstration of what SOTI XSight is about. So as you see here, there's actually 4 key components that I wanted you to focus on. So keep in mind that intelligence, operational intelligence is one of the main components. So obviously keeping your production environment up and running and getting as much information about your devices as possible. So one component could be a device health of the battery. So should we actually replace some of our batteries or just the ones that are in the critical shape? Towards the advanced diagnostics, where if you're able to determine what's actually causing downtime in your company, maybe it's a specific application, then you can pinpoint that and actually drill down to even to the single individual device level, and getting a little bit more interaction in regards to monitoring what's happening. So getting alerts when the device is actually hitting a certain point where it's not usable or getting to that stage, get a little bit more automation that's working in conjunction with our key product, SOTI Mobi Control. And of course, incident management, which is another portion that allows our solution not only to integrate to other help desk solutions, but also to keep track of all the tickets and all the troubleshooting issues within the SOTI One platform. And just to give you a quick summary of some of the typical use cases that we've seen that our customers are taking advantage of, our battery are depleting faster than they should be. So as an example, a nurse shift is 12 hours and they can't actually complete it because the battery is not lasting the entire shift. So can a company can actually figure out when they should be looking at replacing the batteries, not just some companies and just doing a hardware refresh for the battery at every 18 months as an example.
Okay, that's great. So
Yeah.
As you're kind of talking through these use cases, we have a lot of customers that are already using SOTI Mobi Control for device management. Can you tell me a little bit more about how XSight would add some additional value to what they're already doing for device management?
Yeah, sure. So some of the typical use cases that we've seen a few of our customers take advantage of is in regards to application usage. So companies spend a lot of money on custom applications or paying for monthly subscriptions for these apps, and they want to make sure that their employees are actually utilizing them and the money's not going to waste. So SOTI XSight actually provides you with information who's actually using what application. Are they playing games, or are they actually using the company applications that they require to? Or is there a specific version that is used more, and is that the reason why there's a lot more failures, or a lot more issues that are happening? Another example would be more towards the cellular side. Some customers complain that they see a few extra zeros on the data bill, and to actually pinpoint and figure out what's causing that root data overage, that's another big request that our customers have asked for, and that's exactly what XSight delivers, what Mehrdad will show us during the demo.
Oh, that's great. I can't wait to hear more about that. Awesome.
Excellent. And just as a final overview of these use cases, there's a lot of information that Mobi Control has, and XSight really just boosts it on steroids, where you have a lot more information, then you can be a lot more proactive into actually go ahead and resolving a case, or preventing an issue before it actually becomes critical and downtime is actually affecting the core business.
Okay, that's great. So Mehrdad, do you want to jump in and show us a little bit about what, how the software looks, and talk through some of those features?
All right, so let's get started with all these dashboards that we have. So on XSight, we have two main dashboards. We have operational intelligence dashboards that gives you that visibility into the core metrics of your business, and also the incident management dashboard, which is a portal for advanced diagnostics. So first off, I'm going to start with operational intelligence. The first dashboard that you can see here is the battery one, which gives you a variety of different charts showing the functionality of your batteries. So if you want to imagine a use case for this, imagine you have a field nurse going on the field. You get a call as a field nurse, and some patient is out there waiting for you. Maybe there's like 30 minutes drive. You need to get dispatched as soon as possible. And you do have your handheld device with all that critical information regarding that patient. That's great. So you get dispatched. You go on there, you take on this 30-minute drive. You get there, person is going through maybe a heart attack, or they need like immediate care from you. And once you get there, guess what? Your device dies. All of us in different businesses, in different verticals, we have had all of these experiences similar to that. And this is a huge cost to your business, to your reputation, to the most importantly, to the life of that person when it comes to healthcare. And that entire mission is going to be useless now. What are we supposed to do as a business? This is basically among the top issues of all businesses. So if you list 3 issues in mobile device management or mobility in all businesses, including healthcare, this is going to be the second one. And those are battery issues and the downtime that's caused by battery issues. How are we going to help with this? Well, you can still have your own MDM, but you have no idea how's your fleet doing. Imagine you have like 100 field nurses. They're out and about visiting patients, and as an IT manager, you have no idea whose device is going to die or which one is at risk. The way XSight is going to help you is by giving you an aggregated view of your entire fleet. So here you can look at your entire fleet by top 5 manufacturers. So if you have multiple different devices, let's say I have Zebra Technologies, I have Huawei, Honeywell, I can look at them, and on top of that I can just slice them out like this. If I only want to look at Asus devices, as you just saw, everything else is just modified based on this. So we do have cascading filters for all of these, for all the metrics that we offer here, and then you can just bring it back, just look at everything all together, and as you see, again, it modifies. You can see the models here. You can see top 5 operating system versions. So imagine if one of your Android versions is problematic, you can just simply exclude those devices And then guess what? Down here you see the list. You can filter, you can use multiple filters. So let's say I would like to just exclude any Zebra device, any handheld device with Android version 7.1.0. I can just select both of them together, and this is gonna tell me that, hey, there's this specific one that satisfies both filters. So this is one capability. Now you would like to check the time and see how your fleet is doing. Here you go. You can see how your fleet is doing today. You can see you can check last 7 days, 30 days, or just a custom date, which I'm using a custom date for a couple months in here. And then I can check all the metrics related to the life of the battery temperature. Why are we looking into battery temperature? Why do we look at charge pattern, charge cycles? Because all of these are metrics to the life of the battery. I can look into all these details knowing that, oh, these batteries are in danger. These ones are not reliable. So in my next purchase, instead of just getting rid of everything just to be on the safe side, I'll exclude these ones. And then let's say if my handheld devices are the Zebra ones, I just exclude these ones. And here we go. I can decommission all that's showing up in here as opposed to just replacing everything. So this is going to cut a lot of cost, and it's going to give you a reliable measure in order to make sure that you're not going to experience downtimes. Your nurses out in the field, they're not going to experience any issues with the battery. And even for the times of your shift, let's say if you dispatched 10 nurses at let's say 4 p.m. You can look at the distribution of their batteries, how the batteries are charged. So that they may have batteries that are they're healthy enough, but they're not charged enough. So which is the case today in here. You see like 10%, 10 to 20% of these batteries are not charged enough to last the shift. So basically this gives you a full out visibility into the entire fleet, which ones need to be decommissioned, which ones need to be charged at the moment. So this is one main business problem that we are addressing here. And by the way, you can just get rid of your filters by clicking in here, and everything goes back to the aggregate mode. Also, if some of these charts are not relevant to you, you can simply deselect them and make your own customized dashboard. Let's discuss one other example. This is the second dashboard where you can see all the app usage. Imagine I have a factory. I use a application for, let's say, a design application that my workers use, and I would like to see that the application that I spent like probably tens or thousands of dollars to develop, and I currently spend a lot to maintain the software, is it really being used, and what's the ROI, what's the return on investment on this application? All right, look at this one. Again, we see these typical charts, top 5 manufacturers, models, OS versions. Now I can see my applications. Of course, on my workers' devices, they have business applications and they have regular ones. For now, I only care about the business ones. Okay, these are 20.5% of all, and I want to see which applications are visited. So I see that, oh, this is Firefox browser, Opera Mini, XSight. Okay, great. These are most visited applications. Well, Firefox, I'm not sure if it should be visited this much. So maybe a lot of surfing is going on. I need to look into that. Top 5 applications in foreground. Again, Firefox, same things. The installs, what's being installed on my applications, and what's unopened, right? So imagine if my design application is called a GeoTap drive. This is not really being used, right? This is a problem. I need to look into it. I'm not getting that ROI that I want from my application. Worst of all, if one of these applications, let's say my GeoTap drive, is problematic, I see like there are some bugs in it and it's not working properly the way it's supposed to work, I can go into different versions of this, and as you can see here, again, I can just slice out 1.5 and see which devices are currently having this GeoTab 1.5, which is the buggy version I want to get rid of, and I can go on remote control and just get rid of it, or even on mobile control I can still get rid of this version on all these devices. I can give you another example of this time logistics company. So logistics company, especially here in North America, they typically go they cross the border a lot between Canada and the US, and one of the issues that they experience is the roaming cost. Stefan already mentioned that if your provider gives you a bill with a couple of zeros for this quarter, you have no idea how or if you need to challenge that. So here you get all that information. You get to see how much roaming, and then how much Wi-Fi, and then how much cellular is being used by your entire devices. Again, here you see the top 5 applications that are using data, which is absolutely crucial. If you're paying for data, you would like to know which applications are actually eating up that data plan, and this is the trend. So here, looking at my trend as a logistics company, I can see okay, over the course of this few months, it's pretty stable. That's probably a good sign if it's reasonable. If it's a reasonable amount of usage. Also about the versions, you can just single out by version. Now, another capability of XSight, which is pretty cool to me, is that if your device is lost, so this happens a lot for manufacturers that are working in huge warehouses, or they're handling inventory, that multiple devices actually get lost. You might be surprised that we got this report from some of our partners that even up to 10% of devices on an annual basis, they get lost, which is a huge cost to the company, or stolen even. So this is going to tell you where your devices are. This is going to tell you the network SSID, where are my devices, which network they're connected to. And again, of course, I can just single them out using this. It tells me the carriers. So these are the 2 big ones in Canada, Bell and Rogers. Which ones actually be on Bell, which ones are on Rogers. And then finally, I would like to know where they are, right? So they're all over the place here. And you see all these different numbers, and very easy to pinpoint them and locate them. And as you mentioned, this has been a great way. Well, we didn't design this for that purpose, but apparently it's helping to track stolen devices, and a couple of devices are actually found using this technique. And finally, if you get on our signal strength, it happens many times that you want to challenge the mobile carrier and see if they are actually delivering what they're supposed to, right? Nowadays, like that signal strength is pretty crucial for many business purposes. You would like to see how many of your devices are actually on 4G, on LTE. This is going to give you a distribution of all these. And finally, the carriers. So now if I want to see how Rogers is doing, I'm going to single out Rogers. And here you go. This is my map. I can make it to show them like in a marker mode or on a heat map, which is a little bit more telling. And I see, okay, it's not doing that bad, but some areas, let's say in these areas, this is not a great signal. So I really need to see what's going on in here. Is it the problem with my devices that are being in an insulated area, or is it a problem with the provider? So this is going to also help me understand a little bit more about all these crucial functions of my business. Another very interesting thing is that XSight not only gives you the aggregate view, but also you can drill down into a single device. So here you can see what's going on with one single device. Let's say if I navigate to my battery dashboard, the first one we started from, and then now I want to see which devices are on, let's say, Zebra, and then their batteries are not doing well. I got a couple, and then I just drill down into the details of that only one single device. I see here a time series, right? So I see the entire time series. of how this estimated capacity is actually dropping to a point that this is no more useful for me. This is among the ones I definitely need to think of replacing. This is the temperature series. As you know, battery temperature is really crucial to the life of the battery. So it shows that my battery is actually pretty much exposed to all types of different temperatures. It has been in cold for a significant amount of time, which significantly reduces the functionality of the battery. The discharge rate is all over the place. This is not a good sign. If I'm doing a single business operation, I would expect to see something more smooth than what I see in here. And also the app drain. So all these for only one single device. And I can explore for all other ones. Another capability which is pretty interesting with XSight is the watch list. Well, I mean, good thing I don't have any right now, but then the watch list is a configurable way of actually monitoring certain criteria. If you want to track which devices are using a lot of data, or which ones are low in battery capacity, the storage, memory, virus scan, which ones are vulnerable to viruses because the scanning is pretty old now, which ones are abandoned, they are not checked in for a long while, the location, and also drops. This is the physical drops. So this is also another issue with many businesses, but many operations, that the workers they drop the device a lot, and this is a safety hazard, and this is a damage to the critical function of that device. So the way I can define this is that define this as a nurse, let's say, analysis profile, and then let me just define this a few groups. These are mobile control groups. Data collection, that's fine. I'm good with the default. And here's your watch list. So you can configure your own watch list. If you care more about discharge rate, you just configure this to be, let's say 10% per hour. That's a lot. Anything that's going above this number, do let me know about that device. If you care about virus scan, you want everyday scans, you go with this. And then let's say drops. If a device is dropped like 5 times, do let me know. And then you activate this, and everything is going to be run against the criteria that you have. Any questions? Any comments so far?
Yeah, so the watch list, that's really cool. Does that send, how does that notify, I guess, the user when something pops into that watch list? You get an email notification. How can you set up your notifications for your watch list?
Okay, great. Right now, at the current version, we don't send any notifications. That's actually one thing which is upcoming in future versions of XSight. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. No pun intended.
Nice.
And then one use case that I've seen in the past was each morning, and then on the left right hand side, you could actually download the list of all the watch list items. Good point. Every morning when the ship starts, you would have a list of all the critical status devices, and you can quickly pull that through a CSV file or Excel file.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is a good practice that you can just download everything that's there that's showing up on your watch list on a CSV, and try to fix them. So any other questions so far?
Yeah, not really. It sounds like XSight, it provides a lot of great information and data on your fleet of devices. You can manage your battery health, the different applications and the data usage that are on each of your devices, the last location, the signal strength, and just keeping a good overview of what you have going on in your organization so you can be more proactive. So this was a really great overview, and I learned a lot today.
Awesome.
Great.
There's one last part to discuss in here, and that's the incident management part.
Right.
So here I've enrolled my mobile device on here. So you can imagine that, again, like going back to that example of the field nurse. I'm out on the field on a critical mission. It's an emergency, and now my battery is fine. Okay, so I ran my battery with all the battery dashboard. Everything's going on fine. My battery is replaced the way it's supposed to, and when it was supposed to. But then guess what? When I get there, my device just freezes. So now how am I supposed to handle this one? I need to call the IT manager. The IT manager, I don't know if they're available, if they're not. If they're available, they have no idea to actually see what's going on my device. I need to describe it, right? I need to maybe use another cell phone and take a picture, send them, use social media all over the place. Really stressful. So a better way to handle that is that if I call my IT manager, they simply go on Mobi Control. Basically, XSight is piggyback riding on Mobi Control on this one, and you can simply just remote control. There you go. Connection is established. There you go. This is your device. I can just work on this. I have full control over the device. You know, I'm just tapping. I'm looking to different screens. All you have. So what else I can do? I have full control over your device on the field. You don't need to panic. And I can even create a ticket for this. You see, I just created a new incident. There you go. Back in here, right? And then this is your field nurse update, right? So now I want to see what's up with the device. Let's say the nurse has an inventory management application, right? So my device is a little bit slow on this. There you go. So this is application, and then now imagine it's not working. It just freezes. So how am I supposed to handle this? First of all, I'll start recording this. I want to show the IT manager that what's happening with this. I'm not tapping on this, and nothing is changing. So it's just frozen. Now this entire thing is recorded. I hit pause. It's processing, and there you go. It's added to the ticket. I didn't do anything. It's already here. What else I can do here is I can even draw. Can enable drawing, and then tell you that, hey, I need access to my reports. How come this one is frozen, right? And then send it over to you. So I go to snapshot. I just took a snapshot of it, and the snapshot is, guess what? Again, just added to the ticket. I don't need to add anything. I don't need to attach. Everything's just automatic. And then the IT manager wants to take a look at the device. The first thing, of course, they do is that they go to File Manager. Here you go. They go to my SD card, and they see the entire thing. They can upload things. Let's say I would like to upload an image. Right? Just upload this. Very easy, right? Okay, so this one was too big, but anyways, you can upload upload an image to your SD card, or you can even download things from here. So one of the diagnostics tools are Android ADB logs, so they can get the logs in here. Yeah, you can just download them.
And typically the typical use case to actually get Android debug logs is actually the end user having to plug in a USB into their device or into their computer, download them, and then send it over to the IT manager, and the IT manager needs to do the same thing, download it and attach it to the help desk. So there's a lot more steps that are involved. So with here, it's just one click and you get the Android debug logs right away.
Exactly. And it's not all over the place. The good thing is that the thing I really like about XSight incident management is that the entire history of your incident management is right here. I just created a ticket like in a minute, and then here I got the video recording of it. I got the screen capture of what's going on. I got the ADB log, so everything is right there. You can just put this in front of any IT technician, and without like even seeing the device, they can debug things, and they can quickly even they don't need to even contact the person in the field. They can even work with the device on the background, add any files, just do any tweaks and modifications, to their SD card, to their memory, get it fixed, and then just a quick call that, hey, this is resolved. Go ahead and continue on your mission. Yeah, so with this, I'm gonna open up for any quick questions, any comments.
This is great. I mean, I've really learned a lot about XSight today. It sounds like it's a really great tool just for overall device health management, to manage your fleet of devices, but also to provide really efficient help desk and incident management response too, to make sure that everybody is staying up to speed and able to operate and do their jobs, as quickly and to the best of their ability. So that seems like a really valuable tool for our customers, and excited to share all of the great things about XSight with our customers and our network and our partners. So thank you so much for that overview. It was really helpful. And I do have one last question. How easy is it to get started with XSight? Now I know SOTI is typically device agnostic. Is that correct? So you can use any of your existing devices. You can use this software application to manage them. And how easy is it to get started?
Stefan, do you want to go with that?
Yeah, so typically our customers that are already using SOTI Mobi Control could get a trial set up for XSight, and we can start pulling the statistics, the analytics for those devices right away, and actually start seeing productive feedback in about 1 to 2 weeks time. That's when you actually start getting the numbers. But typically it's getting a trial set up and actually getting it connected to their existing Mobi Control environment. That would be the next step.
As to your question regarding being device agnostic, yes, SOTI is device agnostic, but XSight is actually a work in progress. We've just released our first version in late November 2021. Right now, we are only supporting Android devices, but we are quickly going on this. New features are upcoming, and it's actually a great chance for our customers and partners to chip into the success of XSight, to shape up the future of this product, because we would like to shape XSight in a way that it supports, it helps our partners and our customers in the best way by solving those critical business issues. So the more we hear back from you, the more this is going to be built according to your needs.
That's great. Thanks for clarifying that. And I know we do have a couple customers that are getting started and testing out XSight. So I'm really excited to see how that works for them, and share those stories with you guys.
Great to hear that.
Yeah, of course.
Very good.
Yeah, and just wanted to close it off. Obviously, the race car in the back, just think of it as having a quick pit stop, getting you up and running as fast as possible with as much information that you can use to be as more proactive as possible.
I like that. As a marketer, I like that at the end there. And the race cars are super cool backgrounds. So
thank you.
Very cool. Thank you guys. Well, thanks for being here with us today. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out to the team at RMS Omega and our friends at SOTI, and we're really happy to help. Thanks again, guys, and have a great week.
For organizing this.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.